In fact, it took 8 minutes and 30 seconds before Andre finally fought out of it, which made this the longest headlock in WWE history.
Oh hell no, I would be so pissed. I paid my hard-earned money for this ticket just to see a dude in a headlock for 8 goddamn minutes.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
Yo, what up? It's Amaj back here with another video. Today we're about to be reacting to a video by Tap Out Corner. The video is going to be on WWE records that that will never be broken. Off the bat, I'm already could think of like a few, but one that I'm just gonna name is Santino whole fucking elimination from the Royal Rumble. That shit lasted like 1 or 2 seconds, and that shit will never be fucking broken, bro. I feel like you will have to like get somebody and just get the timing correct. They have to be on cue and ready, bro. But like Santino is never about to get broken, bro. I don't think the record could be like replicated. But let's get into it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you've been enjoying the WWE videos. But let's get into it.
From the fastest match.
Wait a minute, roll up by Aaliyah, shoulders are down, Aaliyah wins!
3 fucking seconds.
To the youngest wrestler, these are WWE records that'll never be broken. But first, let's talk about a record nobody wants to break. In 2003, WWE signed a wrestler named Steve Chamberlain. Chamberlain sadly lost his right leg in a motorcycle accident, but after years of hard work, everything paid off when he got a WWE contract. However, it turned out to be a mistake. See, WWE did want a one-legged wrestler on their roster, just not Steve Chamberlain. They actually meant to sign Zach Allen, a wrestler who had also lost his leg. Once WWE realized they had signed the wrong guy, they ended Chamberlain's contract. This gave Steve the unfortunate record of having the shortest WWE career, lasting just 7 days, and he wrestled 0 matches.
That is hugely a fucking blow to anybody's ego, bro. That's fucked up, bro. Like, man, this is before WWE was doing all those major ass firings. They were just releasing like a lot of people. But like, damn, just imagine you finally getting your big break and you surprised that they signed you, and then after 7 days they end your shit, bro. Like, these motherfuckers at WWE was just ruthless, always ruthless. Jesus, I hope he doing good now.
Matches. On the flip side, Kane holds the record for wrestling more matches than any WWE wrestler. The Big Red Machine wrestled a whopping 2,824 matches in his entire WWE career. While some wrestlers put in the miles, others.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, maybe The Miz could break that because this nigga's been in WWE for a long time already. I mean, if he continues to where he is, he could probably match this nigga. I don't know, but like, he gonna have to majorly wrestle in a lot of matches.
Make history in just a few seconds. In 2000, Taz wanted a match against Chris Jericho and Jerry Lawler. The Raw commissioner, Mick Foley, agreed and put Taz in a tag team match against Jericho and Lawler. Foley also chose Taz's tag team partner, Midian, which led to this. Dude got beat in 2 seconds, which set a record for the shortest match in WWE history.
That was damn disrespectful, bro. Ah, man, Taz was a good ass wrestler, but he didn't have a chance to just, fly in WWE because, he was a WCW guy. No, not a WCW guy. I'm sorry, ECW guy, bro. And like some of those people were not given like a real chance, besides a select few. And with the with Vince McMahon around, he's probably seen his height and wasn't even worrying about this nigga being like bulky or whatever or strong. He just cared about like how tall people are.
On the flip side, over 17 years later, fans witnessed the longest match when Seth Rollins, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Elias, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Braun Strowman faced off in a gauntlet match. While Braun was the ultimate winner, all 7 of these men were part of history. From start to finish, this match lasted 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 55 seconds, making it the longest match in WWE history.
Damn.
While that is pretty long, it's not nearly as long.
Nigga, that lasted almost the whole Raw, practically. What? I forgot what else this show was filled with, but like, nigga, it had to be filled with a lot of filler.
Is what Roman Reigns did. You see, the head of the table was WWE World Champion for 1,316 days, or about 3.5 years. That's impressive, but he still isn't the longest reigning World Champion though. In 1963, Bruno Sammartino defeated Buddy Rogers to become the WWE World Champion. However, it wouldn't be until 1971 that Bruno finally lost it. That gave Sammartino a world title reign of 2,803 days, or 7 years and 9 months. To put that in perspective, the time from Stone Cold Steve
Nigga, that will never literally be replicated. So that record is set in stone for a long ass time in case they have some type of dude that's just gonna be breaking that record. But how the landscape of WWE is right now, that is never happening. That is not fucking happening, bro. That fucking title is not about to be just like on one guy forever, because the age of social media is not gonna let that fucking happen. They're gonna let their whole thing be known, unless you're like a Roman Reigns thing, unless you like, you know, you gotta keep building stars nowadays to just keep a feud hot, and I don't see that happening. But hey, nigga, let's go down in legendary WWE forever.
Austin's WWE debut, whose retirement match at WrestleMania 19 was only 2,660 days. But who holds the record for the shortest world title reign? Well, you would be surprised. In 1988, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant had a rematch after their iconic WrestleMania 3 match. Hogan was the champion, but thanks to a crooked referee, Andre won and became the new WWE champion. However, in a very unusual move, Andre immediately sold the world title to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. This meant that Andre the Giant was only world champion for 1 minute and 46 seconds. But that wasn't
the fuck? Oh my god. Just the way to diminish the whole title, like authenticity, honestly. Just like let this nigga sell the championship to somebody else after you literally won the whole match from that guy. God damn. What was these booking moves back when this was doing, bro?
Record that was created that night. Hogan and Andre's rematch brought in 33 million viewers, making it the most watched WWE match on TV. But that doesn't mean it's the most watched WWE match. In late 2011, The Rock returned to the ring, teaming up with John Cena in the Great One's first match in over 7 years. The powerhouse duo took on The Miz and R-Truth and sent them packing. With the match now on WWE's YouTube channel, it's been viewed over 250 million times, making it not just the most watched WWE match in history, but the most watched wrestling match of all time. But what about...
I mean, you can't compare it to the equal star power of John Cena and The Rock, bro. Like, what else can you do there, my nigga? So, like, I get why that's, like, rewatchable. But, like, it kind of gives it, like, a slight disadvantage because, like, YouTube, you could just literally keep the video there and billions of people could just keep watching that shit over and over. But, like, the fucking thing back in the day, they did not let you view that. Those were, like, live concurrent viewers.
Butts and seats. Which wrestling show had the highest attendance? Well, in 1995, New Japan Pro Wrestling and World Championship Wrestling, or WCW...
Wait, I just said something stupid. Never mind. I think it wasn't live concurrent viewers. Probably the pay-per-view or something was viewed. Probably like videotapes or something like that.
ran a show together in North Korea. Because of a government mandate, the event brought in 165,000 people, making it the biggest wrestling show in history. To put that in perspective, if you added up the attendance for both night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 41, you would still be 47,620 fans short. Speaking of WrestleMania, we all know that The Undertaker holds the record for the longest undefeated streak at the event, with 21 consecutive wins. But who holds the opposite record? Well, from 1996 to 2018, Gold has competed at 12 WrestleManias and never won a single match.
Ooh.
The guy couldn't even put Maven away. But talking about the dead...
Man, you can't even put Maven away. They didn't even let this nigga win against Maven, bro. Like, just imagine, like, you being in WWE that long and the biggest pay-per-view of them all, they consecutively keep letting you lose. Like, goddamn, man.
Man, it's not surprising that the Phenom also holds the record for the longest WWE entrance. At WrestleMania 30, The Undertaker took 7 minutes and 3 seconds to complete his entrance, setting an all-time record. To put that in perspective, The Shield had a 6-man tag team match that same night, and it lasted less than 3 minutes. But the real question is, who has the shortest WWE entrance? Well, that record is shared by Paul London and Brian Kendrick. When these guys were a tag team, they entered the ring in under 5 seconds. In fact, they were so quick that sometimes they would actually slide out of the ring.
Here comes another top cruiserweight. Yeah, with a sliding activity. Look out!
Now this WWE wrestler holds a pretty weird record. In 1983, Big John Studd took on Andre the Giant. During the match, Studd locked Andre in a headlock, and he held it, and held it, and held it. It started to go on so long that fans thought Andre was never going to get up. In fact, it took 8 minutes and 30 seconds before Andre finally fought out of it, which made this the longest headlock in WWE history.
Oh, hell no. I would be so pissed. I paid my hard-earned money for this ticket just to see a dude in a headlock for 8 goddamn minutes. 80s fucking fans are more dedicated than a lot of people, and they they went through a lot of shit also. It was some of the best years to see these legendary wrestlers wrestle, but like, god damn, nigga, 8 minutes in a headlock. Ugh.
I told you it was weird, but another wrestler made headlines for something much more costly. Back in 2002, Stone Cold Steve Austin was frustrated with the creative direction WWE was going. This ultimately led to Stone Cold legitimately walking out of the company, and he would be gone for 8 months. Austin did eventually come back, but he probably wished he hadn't. Because of him quitting so abruptly, WWE fined Stone Cold $250 million, the largest fine a WWE wrestler has ever been hit with. Maybe Floyd Mayweather could have helped him out, because at WrestleMania 24, Mayweather made history. Not only did he defeat The Big Show, but Floyd also made bank. Afterward, the boxing legend was paid $20 million, the most money anyone has ever been paid for a single wrestling match.
Bro, 20 mil? God damn, they were just throwing around money back then. You're in no Vince McMahon just tried to get anybody on the show. When he got Floyd on the show, that nigga made it worth the time. Jesus Christ, 20 mil.
One person who could have used some of that bread was Stu Hart, because the Canadian wrestling legend holds one of the most unique records. A lot of fans know Stu Hart as the father of Bret and Owen Hart, but those weren't the only kids Stu had. In fact, Stu Hart had a total of 12 children, more than any other wrestler, and all with the same woman. That's one record, but Ric Flair has Stu Hart.
Hey, that's respect right there, bro. Because nowadays you do not see that in a lot of wrestlers. To have that many kids, and you do not see that in any culture anymore, except in a select few, and on rare occasions. But like, everybody's always having like different type of wives, girlfriends, and shit nowadays, and they all by different people. But like, respect to Stu for that.
At another. The Nature Boy holds the record for sleeping with the most women. You're not gonna believe me when I say the number, so I'll let the Nature Boy do the talking.
How many women do you think you've been with?
Realistically, 10,000 maybe.
Flair must have an S-tier pullout game, because
That has to be a goddamn lie. I mean, you can sleep with a lot of women, but like, there has just no chance of just like not catching some type of STD or something, at least, my nigga. Because there's no goddamn way you're literally fucking not catching something. Realistically, you're not sleeping with 10,000 women. I'm sorry, it's impossible.
he only ended up having 4 kids. While I can't confirm it, I'm sure Ric Flair lasted longer than Santino Marella. In 2009, Santino Marella set an unbreakable record when he's eliminated from the Royal Rumble in 2 seconds. But on the other side, who has spent the most time in
Bro, I knew this was gonna be on this damn list, bro. I literally called it because, like, nigga, when you think of like shortest like history, I mean shortest like reigns and shortest, it's like anything in WWE, that shit would always be looked upon, bro. It can't be broken. I don't know. It can't be broken.
the Rumble? Well, in 2018, WWE held the Greatest Royal Rumble. What made it the greatest was that it had 50 entrants. The first man who entered was Daniel Bryan, and while many men came and went, Bryan stayed in there. In fact, Daniel Bryan stayed in the match for 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 5 seconds, a record nobody has been able to beat. Now, here's a weird Royal Rumble record. There's only one person who has entered the same Rumble match 3 times. During the 1998 Royal Rumble, Mick Foley entered as number 1 under his Cactus Jack persona. After spending almost 10 minutes in the match though, Jack was eliminated. However, Mick Foley got a second chance when he re-entered the match at number 16 as Mankind. However, Mankind also got eliminated, but Foley wasn't done yet. As the 28th entrant, Mrs. Foley's baby boy entered as Dude Love. Unfortunately, the third time was not the charm, and Foley once again went over the top rope. Mick couldn't escape elimination, but this wrestler went for years.
Jesus Christ, just imagine having 3 gimmicks in the Rumble and not even like winning one and losing all of them, bro. Not even trying. They booked this nigga to just lose 3 times, 3 spots that could have been filled with like other wrestlers, bro. They let this nigga lose like 3 times
without taking an L. Now, WWE will tell you that Andre the Giant had the longest undefeated streak, and Hulk Hogan will tell you that he had the longest undefeated streak, but neither of these are true. So, who actually had the longest undefeated streak in WWE? From her debut on October 7, 2015 until WrestleMania 34 on April 8, 2018, Asuka was completely undefeated. The Empress of Tomorrow went 914 days without losing and won 277 matches. It's safe to say that Asuka is WWE's biggest winner, so who is the biggest loser?
I'm really like sad that they ended her streak on some bullshit, bro. They let Charlotte out of all people break that shit, bro. I think it would deserve to get broken by like you know, another person, because at that point Charlotte was literally like just, oh my god, she was just winning so many championships, all that shit, and then they let her win and take the championship off her, bro.
Well, from November 9th, 2016 until April 7th, 2019, Kurt Hawkins lost every match he had.
Oh
it
my
wasn't until
God.
Hawkins, along with his tag team partner Zack Ryder, won the Raw Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 35, that Hawkins finally got a W. This gave Kurt Hawkins a
I remember this losing streak. It was so fucking like crazy. They had this nigga losing to everybody, like all the jobbers, every like jobber in sight. You had him losing to Mojo Rawley, just a ton of like crazy dumb shit.
losing streak of 269 matches, and that lasted 879 days. We all know in WWE though, it's not just about winning, but winning gold, and John Cena has won a lot of it. The leader of the C Nation has won 17 world championships, but someone else holds the title for most championship wins. From the time when the 24/7 championship was introduced in 2019 to when it was literally thrown away in 2022, R-Truth won that title an impressive 54 times. This means Truth has the most championship wins of any wrestler in the world. Now, imagine holding not one, but 2 WWE records before hitting puberty. This kid can say that. You see, in 2018, Braun Strowman became the #1 contender for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The only problem was, Braun didn't have a partner. Like a school essay, Strowman waited until the last minute to find someone to tag with. He asked the crowd who wanted to team with him, and he ended up picking a 10-year-old kid named Nicholas. Despite having zero wrestling experience, Nick and Braun won the match. This made Nicholas not only—
I'm sorry, this was the most embarrassing ass moment for Cesaro and Sheamus after. Just for a few years, their careers were kind of never the same. It took like a good, like, you know, resurgence and a good appreciation from like the WWE fans to like appreciate what they got, because man, nigga, this is hard to just like this was kind of hard to just like digest, bro. You literally lost to a kid in Braun Strowman. Well, you basically lost to Braun Strowman, bro, and got squashed at WrestleMania. Jesus.
The youngest person to win a WWE match, but he also became the youngest champion in WWE history. On the other side of the age spectrum, who's the oldest person to ever wrestle a WWE match? In 2010, WWE hosted a special old school edition of Monday Night Raw that featured a number of wrestlers from WWE's past. Mae Young was one of the legends in attendance, and at 87 years old, she fought Layla and Michelle McCool in a no disqualification match. With a bit of help, Mae Young was able to win and set the record for the oldest person to compete in a WWE match. Now, who holds the record for the—
Damn, bro, to learn that Mae Young is just like was still wrestling around that time, bro. She had some dedication to wrestling, bro. I mean, I would say that the most thing that kind of pissed me off about two things actually that pissed me off on this list was them firing a guy in 7 days because they got the wrong guy with the wrong leg. That's fucked up. And then the second one was a headlock for 8 minutes. Just to be in that arena, I know they were so fucking pissed. This nigga was just basically laying on his ass while he just, you know, got put in the headlock. But I called it with Santino on this little fucking list, bro. I knew it, bro. But like, hey man, hey, let me know what was your guys' favorite moment in this video, man. And go take a look at Tap Out Corner's original video if you want to do that on your own time without minus my pausing. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on my channel if you enjoyed my reactions, and go check out the other WWE videos in the other wrestling tab. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. We are on the road to 600, so click that subscribe button. Catch you guys later.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?